All right, it is August, and that means that we are about halfway through the summer. It's kind of sad and it's kind of happy all at the same time because the end of summer means that the kids are going back to school. We have a little bit more time to ourselves. It will maybe cool off a little bit, maybe. But if you have not accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish during the summer, don't worry. We're only halfway through. You still have time. And I have created a summer checklist for you. This has the skills that I recommend learning before your next skate adventure. So if you have a trip coming up, if you want to just be better at skating and dancing in your living room, it's all for you. There are a few skills that I recommend learning for everyone, and they are super, super fun to learn and practice. So check that out below. Before I get into everything that I talk about is available within the memberships on my website, that Nicole Fiore, or through my YouTube membership in my skating membership. You can also book private lessons with me. I have lesson times available every week. And if a lesson time that you want is not showing up, please just let me know and I will see what I can do. Okay, let's get into what I recommend practicing and working on this month. There's a lot. And a lot of fun stuff. Our choreography that we are going to cover this month is Crazy in Love by Beyonce. You can't go wrong with Beyonce. And the main skills that we are working on are what to do with our arms when we are skating and the outer back upright. I will get into those momentarily, but first, week 1, we will be starting with Drills 1. Drills 1 has 4 different drills in it. Yes, it was the first one I created, and yes, I started off strong. So it starts with a regular squat. If you are doing this on wheels, on your skates, please remember that you do have wheels underneath you. We really have to engage our core, make sure we are as stable as possible. We then go into balancing on one foot, lifting one foot up, working on that transfer of weight. We will then lift our free leg in back and really work that booty to lift the leg. Again, if you are wearing a skate, remember you are on wheels and that extra weight of the skate is literally lifting a weight behind you. So good job. And lastly, we will be lifting one leg and doing a 1 foot squat. Go as low as you feel comfortable on that. It's not a competition. It's only a competition with yourself to improve every day. Then we will get into one of the most asked questions that I get. What do I do with my arms?
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
It'd be good just to hold them down by your side, yeah.
We talk about our feet a lot when we're skating, of course, and our arms can sometimes get left behind. Our arms are not just there to help us stabilize, although they are great for that. They are also there to help us gain momentum. When we're skating, when we're striding, left foot, right foot, just like speed skaters, we can move our arms one in front of the other, really creating momentum. We also use our arms in spins, in jumps. By bringing them in, we can make our rotation faster and stronger. We use them for a lot and they are very, very important. One thing that I think is very important in your arm moves and in your body movement in skating in general is that strength and grace go hand in hand. A lot of people, especially with arm movements, want a fluid, nice, soft movement, but you won't get that fluid movement unless you understand your strength. So we will be really using our entire arm, every single muscle within our arm to make the arm move really nice and graceful. Just like sharp, hard movements, we have to know what part of our arm to flex and what part of our arm to use. So if you want nice, beautiful, graceful arms, or if you want nice, strong, dramatic arms, they go hand in hand. We have to work on the strength and the balance within our body to make all of those movements happen. Things that I want you to practice this week. Number 1 is the dribble or slingshot. So the dribble is a great skill for all of us to practice. If you have a small space, it is perfect because it is a transfer of weight from one foot to the other, just back and forth. You don't need a lot of space for this. But if you do find yourself in the middle of the skating floor, it's also a great one to practice there and to show off. It's also on my summer checklist. It uses both feet, but you really do transfer one foot to the other. Even though both feet are on the ground, we concentrate on one foot and then the other. Whatever foot is under us and in front is the skating foot, and that's where most of the weight goes. So It is great for all skill levels because we are using both feet. It's a really nice stable move, but we are concentrating on the transfer of weight from one foot to the other. If you do want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can really dig into those inner edges and start to do a slingshot. A slingshot, instead of just moving the feet one at a time, we start to rotate and move them in the same way, but with a rotation thrown in there too, using our inner back edges. So check out those videos. They are super fun, and I highly recommend learning that for all skill levels. Next on the list is our forward cross pulls. Now, cross pulls are a fundamental skill. If you've ever seen anyone at the skating rink skate super confidently down the straightaway and then freak out at the corner because they don't know how to turn, let's not have you be that person. If you can learn your forward cross pulls, you will have a great technique for turning around a corner. We use them to go around the corners just like that. We also use them to enter a bunch of skills. So a forward cross pull will use your outer forward edges as well as your inner forward edges, crossing one foot over the other to gain speed. All right, on to week 2. We are doing our beginner intermediate choreography to Crazy in Love. When I was at session a few weeks ago with Gladys and Elaine, they played this song and I could not stand still. And then I remembered we have choreography to this. So we will be throwing it back, literally, to Crazy in Love. This choreography is fast. The song is fast and strong, but I really want you to embody Beyonce when you are doing this. I want you to become Beyonce. Channel your inner Beyonce for these 4 8 counts. I want everyone to start with the beginner intermediate, no matter how experienced you are as a skater. I do recommend starting with the beginner intermediate and then heading over to the advanced. So this week I want you to focus on the beginner intermediate choreography. Now, of course, there are skills within that choreography. I use choreography to practice skills. I kind of hide skills within it, and through dancing, we become more natural in the movement, and then we kind of don't have time to think about all of the small technical things within the skill. So that's my approach to it. That is why I love choreography so much, because it's not like your standard practice where you are drilling and drilling. It kind of conceals it and makes it super fun. But some of the skills that I do want you to drill and focus on that are also in our choreography. Number 1, the heel toe step. Now this is a really fun, cool dance move on its own, but we use this skill a lot. There are a lot of different things that require us to lift our heel and our toe separately, and that is exactly what this skill is. We do this on heel toe spins, we do this on 1-foot turns, manuals, and so many more things. So I really want you to focus on this. You can do it moving one leg out at a time, you can do it moving both legs out at the same time, or you can lift one leg up and actually balance on solely one foot. Have fun with this, and then it will lead you into the crab walk. The crab walk is a very fun dance move on and off skates, and it uses that same technique that we learned in the heel toe step to then move the feet a little bit more independently and create shapes within our movement. You can even move your feet like forward and back to kind of do a Charleston. There's a lot of different variations for this, so have fun with it. And lastly this week, my favorite, the toe stop strut. I love my toe stops, I truly do. And the toe stop strut is the most powerful move, in my opinion. Whenever I see anyone do it, there are 3 words that come to mind, and it is power, strength, and confidence. So I want you to really focus on those 3 words with each step that you take. You can use your toe stop strut as a really nice fancy move to literally strut it out, or you can use it to step over pebbles and bad surfaces. I use it a lot. I really love my toe stops, and I recommend putting your toe stops in and learning how to use them to your advantage. All right, halfway through the month, we are on to week 3. We are starting this week with drills 10. Drills 10 has 2 different drills in it. The first drill is using one foot to stabilize, skating forward and backward while using the other foot on an inner forward edge and an inner back edge to gain momentum. This really challenges us to have one foot do something and the other foot do something completely different, and both of them are creating momentum together. It's kind of like a scissor, but instead of both feet doing the same thing, one foot is doing something else. The second drill is a body line control move. So we will be standing on one foot, lifting our other foot out to the side and tilting our body, using our head and our skate to balance us out at diagonals. When you do this one, please be sure to only tilt as far as you are comfortable. Don't put too much weight in your skate to the outside, or else we will have to do a crossover to not fall over. It's really about challenging yourself to stabilize with your core and tilt just a little bit, keeping your head and your feet working at diagonals. And then on to our skill, which is our outer back upright. So a few weeks ago, I asked Instagram and my newsletter what skills we wanted to learn and focus on over the summer, and this one had the most responses. So the outer back upright is a spin done on the outer back edge, and it is called an upright because we are in an upright position. We're not sitting. This spin is, I would say, my favorite spin. Every year that I skated competition at the world level, I used this spin in my routine. So when I competed, you had to have one jump and one spin. This was the only spin that I felt confident in every single time. So this one holds a very special place in my heart. When I say an outer back edge, what I mean by that is that we are traveling backward and pressing to the outside of our skate. So when it comes to naming edges like that, that is what it means, the direction of your travel and where you are pressing in the skate. We can do this with so many different entrances, but for this skills class, I will be teaching it to you from a standstill so that no matter what level you are, you can start to get the hang of it. It is labeled a difficult skill, but again, no matter what level you are, I do want you to check it out and ease your way into it. I promise it will get easier over time. Now, we use our outer back edges in so many different things, so there's a lot to practice. We will be starting with the backward cross pulls. The backward cross pull, it does focus on the outer back edge mostly when you are starting the skill. We have both feet on the ground. One is on an outer back edge. The other is actually on an inner back edge, but I really want you to focus on your stability on that outer back edge before you actually do the cross pull. Our body position is super important on so many things, but especially on this backward cross pull. You won't be able to do a nice cross pull if you are hunched over. So I really want you to roll those shoulders back, make sure your core is tight, and make sure you lift your chin up and you're looking at the direction that you want to go. So when you're on that outer back edge, I want you to turn your head so that you're looking to the inside of your circle. Now, the second skill I want you to practice is a very fun one, dips. Doing a backward dip, you are really digging into that outer back edge. We are on a solid bent knee. Our other foot is guiding us where we want to go on the toe wheels. This is a super fun skill that can get super outrageous very quickly, which I am totally here for. If you turn your body a lot, if you move your head, if you add a body roll, it just gets extra and extra and extra, and I love it. So check that one out and make it your own. Lastly, this week, I want us to work on our inner forward three turn. Now, it is called an inner forward three turn because we start on an inner forward edge, but we end the three turn on an outer back edge. I find this turn to be most people's favorite three turn. Because it is most people's favorite three turn, we use it a lot in traveling turns because people seem to get very comfy with this one, possibly even before the left outer forward three turn. So play with it. If it's not your favorite, play with the different free leg movements. You can use your free leg to drop it and gain momentum through your turn, or you can keep it right at your other foot to really focus on the edges and keep yourself stable. And the grand finale of the month, week 4, we will be doing our advanced choreography to Crazy in Love. Now, advanced choreography is advanced. It's fast. It has a lot of difficult skills, but I do want you to check it out no matter what level you're at. The biggest thing I want us all to remember is to try not to take ourselves so seriously. Choreography is fun. I want you to try your best to hit as many beats as you can and see what the advanced choreography entails, because it may lead you into learning some skills that you hadn't even thought of, and you may surprise yourself. I do encourage everyone to check out more advanced things, because you never know. You might find something that you really enjoy doing, and if you just saw the label advanced or difficult, you wouldn't have even checked it out. So always be open to the advanced choreography, because you may surprise yourself. Now, things to practice this week that are in our choreography. I want you to check out the edge rockover. We use our outer edges and our inner edges all the time in almost everything we do on skates. It's an outer edge or an inner edge, whether forward or backward. But it is very important to learn how to transition from one edge to the other, and that is a rockover. Edges in general and rockovers require a lot of different muscle within our foot and our leg, so please be patient with yourself. It takes time to develop the knowledge of which muscles to trigger for what, and there really is no way around it. It is just time and practice that it requires. So no matter how experienced of a skater you are, our edges, our rockovers are all fundamental skills, and that means that we should come back to them regularly. So when in doubt, practice your edges and check out the edge rockover video, because that will really make a lot of things in your skating so much easier in the long run. And lastly, our C step. I wanted to end this on something super fun that also involved our edges. So a C step literally draws a C on the ground, and it really focuses in on those inner back edges. So with the outer back upright, we focused a lot on the outer back edge, so we don't want to leave the inner back edge out. We want to spend some time on that as well. This move is super fun to throw in pretty much anything, any sort of routine, any sort of like variation of a downtown, a spin, throw in a C step in there. Take some time for you to like figure out what your next move is. But this move doesn't just focus on the edge. It's also about planting the foot and then lessening the weight so that you can actually roll it back. This is a very important skill. So if you get a little frustrated when you're first learning this, it's completely understandable. Take your time. When you plant that foot that you're going to be skating on and rolling back, you really have to put pressure down into the ground to make sure you hold yourself really stable, but you can't have too much pressure down in there to roll it back, or else it won't want to go. So it's all about controlling that knee bend, bending a lot, coming up a little bit, bending a lot, coming up a little bit. If you need any extra help or want any extra help, like I said earlier, private lessons are available. Please let me know. If you would like a private lesson, you can book them through the website. Members, make sure you are signed in and do that through your member page, because you have special pricing. All of these videos and hundreds more are available through the memberships on my website, thatnicolefiore.com, or through the YouTube membership. Please check it out. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help and always super happy to help, and I will see you later. Have a good month.